Debbie Goodman. Welcome to Martial Arts Mania. I have a very, very special guest today. I've been quite fortunate to have been given this opportunity to interview Don the Dragon Wilson. Welcome. So,
thank you for having me, first of all.
Oh, are you kidding? This is a privilege to me. I drove down to Southern California. This is at the home of James Liu. To interview you about an upcoming movie called The Martial Arts Kid.
Yes, we right now, currently, we have a Kickstarter program, which is where you go and you raise money for films. And anybody out there who's interested in joining the team of The Martial Arts Kid, it is Kickstarter.com, The Martial Arts Kid, and then they can see our project, see a little promo trailer that we created, find out who's in the movie, what the story's about, and hopefully become part of the Martial Arts Kid team.
Now, the movie takes place in Florida?
It will primarily be shot in Florida, but there will be some scenes shot in LA. Some may even be shot for LA, but you can do the interior scenes anywhere. Once we set up the environment that we're in. But we will be going to Florida, yes.
Why did you pick Florida? Aren't you from Florida?
Well, it's the same city I'm from, Cocoa Beach. We're going to shoot right there. And, it's mainly, I didn't sit and decide myself. My brother's the producer, James Wilson, and Michael Baumgarten's the writer, producer, director of the film. And they wanted to go to Florida as well. So it's not like I, threw my dragon weight around and made everybody shoot a film in Florida. But it was a combined group of people who wanted to go there.
Great. Can you tell us just a little bit about who some of the stars are in the movie? There's you, and you play opposite Cynthia
Rothrock, the Lady Dragon. Yes, we've done several films together now, and it seems like people like to see us together. And I think her fans are also my fans, so that's also a good thing. T.J. Storm, very successful martial arts actor as well. Bill Superfoot Wallace will be playing himself. Because there's nobody we can put in the movie that's more interesting or famous than Bill is himself. So he's going to be playing himself in the movie. And we're going to have a couple of surprise actors in there too. Some regular Hollywood character actors and some young guys coming up. We really hope to introduce some martial arts action stars that people haven't seen yet.
I saw the little guy from the movie on Queen Latifah's show recently. He is so cute.
His first appearance on film.
Now, he plays your nephew?
No. I'm not really sure which character he's going to be, but I don't believe he's necessarily a relative. That character is going to be played by an actor, and we actually have a guy named Jerry Wolf, one of the big casting directors / talent scouts in Hollywood, works in even the A-level films. He's looking for a young martial arts actor for this role.
What's the age that you're looking for?
I believe something between 16 to 18, possibly.
Oh, okay.
He's going to play a high school student.
Okay.
And Matthew Ziff is the quote his antagonist, the bad student.
Right.
I don't want to say necessarily the bad guy, but the bad guy.
Okay.
And he looks a little older, but they're writing it so that he's a guy who has failed and has been held back. So he is a little older than the other guys. Yeah, he's the bad guy in the movie, and whoever is cast as the martial art kid is going to have to rise to the occasion. And of course, there are many similarities with the Karate Kid, of course, not just the title, but it's about how a young boy through the martial arts can become a better person and be successful. That's kind of the basic theme, which was the theme of the Karate Kid.
We're due time. We're actually past due time. I remember when I started in martial arts, which is in the late 1980s. I mean, I went out and just back in the days of VHS, I rented every tape I could find about martial arts movies, and of course I remember seeing some of yours, and I knew of you and Cynthia Rothrock and James Liu many years ago, so it's really exciting for me to be able to sit here and talk to you live and in person.
Exciting for me too. Exciting for me too.
Now, how many movies have you made over the years?
Well, my very first film, it was a Chinese film shot in New York City. It was not for the U.S. audience. It was, I spoke English, but it was dubbed in Chinese. It was for the Chinese audience, and that was in '82. It was New York. It was shot in New York. And then I didn't work in film because I was not going to become an actor. They just asked me to be in the movie, and I said yes. But I moved out to LA in '85 to pursue a movie career.
Okay.
And I did the normal thing, got an agent, went to acting classes, and auditioned for parts. But it wasn't until 1988 that I got the lead in Blood Fist.
Okay.
And Blood Fist came out right after Bloodsport. Similar kind of, not only similar title, similar kind of movie.
Okay.
You know, I took my shirt off and I fought a bunch of martial arts guys. And that started my movie career. Though. Since that time, I've starred in 30 films. But I've appeared in many more. You know, people, I just appeared in what they call a cameo, which basically, they don't want to pay my rate, but they want me to be in the movie. But I did it in Batman Forever, too. Joel Schumacher called me. And Joel, it was the highest grossing film of the year that year. He asked me to play a character in Batman Forever, and I said, yeah, if I can get in and out in a week, and I can have kind of a disguise. And so I came in, I played the skull-face guy that had the fight scene with Robin. But anyway, that was fun. And in this one, I play a guard, a castle guard, and the two lead guys come up to the opening scene of the Scorpion King 4, I believe it's the Scorpion King 4. We have a fight scene. Now, it was shot in Romania, so I had to fly to Romania. I mean, that's a pretty long way to go for one scene. But, you know, the shooting of it is not the time. I had to rehearse 4 days before I even get to the actual set. We're in the studio rehearsing. The very first take, the lead actor, who's a great guy, by the way, and I don't want to say this in any way that he's a danger. He's a wonderful, Victor is his name, but his sword stuck me right here. You probably won't be able to see it.
Oh my!
Right there, and went into my shin bone. I don't know if they can see it. It's right there. But anyway, the very first take.
Oh my God!
So in the Scorpion King, I don't know if they left it in. They're doing the editing. My stuntman, you know, I had to go to the hospital and get stitched up, but my stuntman did all the rest of the fighting. I don't know how much of me
you're going to see.
Yes, but I was flown there for that one scene.
Wow.
Now the director is a friend of mine from years ago. So the director said he's going to add some scenes for me since I'm already over there. So we did shoot a couple of scenes, but you know, I before you actually give any really story details, the Universal Studios publicity department would have to be consulted. So I can't really tell everybody how the movie ends, but. It's a mystery to me how they're going to be able to cut me into the scene that they plan on. But anyway, it was a strange experience. It was I've done many fight scenes. 99% of the time, nobody gets hurt. Stuntmen don't get hurt. I don't hurt people. We don't have bloody lips or anything. But I did get a sword stuck in my leg last year.
So actually, what you are or started out to be was a kickboxer.
Well, I was a kickboxer. I kickboxed for 28 years.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when I was doing movies, I also went back and fought if the money was right, and I had time to train and get in shape. I still enjoy it, you know. And people would say, "Well, you make so much more money doing movies." I said, "Yeah, but you know what? Movies, that's a job."
Yeah,
you know, Paul Newman used to race cars on the side, not professionally, but he didn't do it because he needed the money. I mean, it was the thrill of it.
Exactly.
And for me, kickboxing was never early on. It's not just about the money because there was no money in it. When you first start, it's low pay. You just have to enjoy the experience. Then, of course, you know, I thought positively. I thought I could become a champion. What ended up happening, though, is I ended up winning 11 world titles.
Wow.
And I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records for having more world titles than any kickboxer in history. Now, that and $1.50 will get you a tiny latte at Blockbuster, at Starbucks. But anyway, I didn't set out. It wasn't like a goal. I've got to get 11 world titles. It was like I wanted to be a world champion. But what happened was when you become, it's not like boxing. There's one set of rules. You know, there's different rules all over the world for kickboxing. There's Thai boxing. There's Japanese kickboxing. There's the full contact style, waist up only. I mean, there's different rules, and to be recognized to me anyway, you have to be able to win in all the different sets of rules. And so that's why I competed under all the different rules. Most champions don't do that. They get one set they're good at, and they stick with that. But that separated me, I think, from the pack of fighters back in those days.
Well, where did you first start with martial arts training? Were you a small child? And
my brother was a martial artist before me. He was
okay.
a black belt, my brother James Wilson, and he started out in Yoshikai Karate, Japanese, but he went to Kung Fu. And I started out in Goju, and eventually I went to Pai Lam Kung Fu. So we both got our rank in Kung Fu.
Okay. That's actually where I finally settled in too, was Shaolin Long Fist with John Cho in Fresno, California. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Kung Fu. Actually, 1972, when I was a very small child. There was a TV show called Kung Fu, and it was very influential. Very. I loved watching it for the philosophy. So, I just always was interested, curious about it, but it was an incident in my life that just drove me into it. Well, now's the time. Get in there and sign up.
Well, of course, you can't be a bigger proponent of it than me, because I think kids should do it, women, older people. I mean, everybody. It will improve the quality of everyone's life. I believe it should be a common thing for everyone.
It's not only the physical; it's the mental, the philosophy.
Well, you cannot separate the two. People try to.
Yes.
They try to separate body, mind, spirit. If that is all one.
Right.
We are one entity. There's not three Don Wilsons sitting here, but I'm a combination of my body and my mind and my spirit.
Absolutely.
And I think if you find something like the martial arts, to me, it's undeniable that it can improve the quality of your life and your ability to successfully negotiate life.
You look incredible for any age, but you're looking especially incredible for 60. How do you do it?
You know what? I was one of the keynote speakers at the longevity convention in Vegas. It's the biggest one in the world. It's an international thing, and they have a huge event in Vegas, and I was asked to speak at it. And I walked on the stage. Well, Cynthia Rothrock and I were speaking. She came up and she said, well, I'm not going to tell you how old I am. And they all clapped, and she gave her kind of like, not secrets of longevity, but some of what she believes is why she's in great shape and why she feels young and youthful. And so then I came up right behind her, and I walked down the stage. First thing I said was, I'm 59 years old. And they all started clapping, because I'm not trying to hide my age.
No, you should be proud.
I'm happy I made it to 59. How many of my friends did not?
True.
Many didn't. It is a honor, a blessing, and pure luck, or whatever, to reach each year we get. Each year, because so many people never got that. So for us to complain that, now I'm hitting the big 6-0, the big I'm hitting the big. I made it to the big 6-0.
Yeah.
And I'm not walking with a limp, which some of my friends in kickboxing are.
Sure.
And I don't, to my knowledge, knock on wood, there's nothing wrong with me that I know of. I feel pretty good. So, each year we make, we should be congratulating ourselves and others. Happy birthday, because you made it another year. You got another a year of life experience under your belt. And hopefully we continue to learn. We don't stop learning when we're out of school, because otherwise, what's the use of lasting another year? If we're not improving and evolving as spiritual beings, not just physically, then it's just more time. Then we're just punching a time clock, I guess.
Yeah.
But we have to be learning and improving. You asked what was the secret. I did everything wrong you could do when I was young. I was in the 60s. I was partying. I worked at a bar. I drank liquor every night. I can remember going home once talking to a bartender. We could not remember the last time we went to sleep sober. It was like so many months ago. We couldn't remember. Yeah, because I was a drinker. And I didn't smoke cigarettes, but I was in a smoke-filled environment.
That's right.
So a secondhand smoke, as they find, is as dangerous, if not more, than just smoking. So I wasn't doing everything right all my life. And being a fighter, by the way, does not make you live longer and look younger.
Right.
Fighters age faster than the general public. I could really look young if I hadn't fought for 28 years. But no, I did everything wrong, and in different parts of my life, I have not been in the best of health. When I was 45, I came out of retirement my second time. I had the bad shoulders. I broke this hand at least 10 times, maybe more. Bad knee. Parts of my body were damaged from football in college, wrestling in college, track, boxing, kickboxing. I had all the long-term damage that was predicted by many medical doctors when I was young. I was 45. I was fighting through it. I had to leave the gym because my hip, I thought I needed a hip replacement. And I changed a few things about my life. And it's the reason why I told all those longevity convention people that what they're doing is good, because they're coming up with products and ways to live longer, be healthy. And I said, because I found certain things in my diet and my lifestyle that needed to be changed, and I did. And I said, I am 59. I feel better, much better than I did when I was 45. Much better. So it's not like I lived a whole life of doing it right. I lived a difficult, stressful, punishing life, but I fixed everything. They say every 7 years, every cell is replaced.
Right.
Anyway, something like that. And I know this human body is a self-replicating organism. It will fix things if it's given the right nutrients. And if you're driving a car, it's a machine. We are machines. And you don't put transmission fluid in, what's going to happen eventually to your transmission? Right. And if you're lacking certain vitamin, mineral, protein supplements, and one of the things I had to change about my thinking to get healthy at my age is I used to think it was in the food. Your vitamin, mineral supplements are what you need are not in the food anymore. That food is not the food our grandparents ate.
No,
it's not.
Take it out.
We have 3 million years of evolution. 3 million years created us. You go back, we've been eating certain kinds of foods with nutrients, vitamins, proteins, potassium, calcium, whatever. It's not in. We did not evolve to eat genetically modified food. It's corn that has in it bug poison, so that if a bug eats it, its stomach explodes. Oh, now,
what's that going to do to us?
We don't know.
Yeah.
Because Monsanto is so powerful. All they have to do for human trials is like a 90-day study. It's going to take 20 years to find out what this does to us. So anyway, it is the knowledge is out there for everyone to go and improve the quality of their bodies, which is what we live in. So now your life is going to be improved. I'm not saying it's all about the human body. Like if somebody does plastic surgery, dyes their hair, does if somebody does something to them physically, their lives don't necessarily improve that much. But I'm saying we do live in these bodies. You experience this three-dimensional world through your eyes and your ears. By the way, I've worn glasses all my life. I don't think I need them anymore. I mean, I can even read without them.
Wow.
The last 2 years I've gone to my eye doctor. He's actually angry with me. Is the only emotional response I can say. He did the test twice. This is 2 years ago I went in, and he did everything twice, and he looked like he was not happy. And I said, what's wrong? He goes, your eyes are getting better. And I said, they are? And he goes, they definitely are. And I said, well, is that normal? And he said, no, it is not normal. And he didn't say it with a smile. He goes, but it does happen. And I'm just sitting there thinking, when he said that, I thought, of course it happens because it's happening to me. I can see better. I don't use my glasses anymore.
Wow.
I can read I hardly ever use them. And I can't even tell a vitamin people. I can't even say that because that sounds so absurd. How can a person's eyes start improving at 60 when, I couldn't read a menu or anything without my bifocals.
Right.
I've used them for years. But I don't need them anymore. I can I can go to a restaurant, just order right off the menu. I can read better.
And this is all from eating.
I don't know what this. I can't say. If I make that claim that it's people would say, well, what specific vitamins are you taking?
Yeah.
What specific protein are you taking? Because I don't know if it's that. I know one thing though. I changed. I will eat. I'll take a head of romaine lettuce and just eat the whole thing, and that'll be lunch. Now I probably drink more water and eat more fruits and vegetables because I make them up in the morning. I blend them and whatever.
Like a green smoothie. I do green smoothies,
Yeah, make them yourself though. Don't just order them. But that's probably one of the things I did that I did not do when I was 20, 30, 40. Right. But I cannot attribute it. Maybe it's a combination of many things. Yeah. I know this. When I used to raise my arm up, there'd be popping sounds, there's pain and things. And Sugar Ray Leonard, I've talked to people that played tennis with him, and they said he can't do this because of the years of boxing. He can't
lift his arm.
Yeah, I almost feel like saying maybe I should write. Maybe other people would benefit. In other words, if I don't do what it did over the years to damage it, which is throw a lot of kicks, it shouldn't need that glucosamine chondroitin again. My body healed itself. All the human body heals itself. You know that, right? Even giving you an antibiotic, it doesn't make you immune to the germ. Your immune system does is kick in full gear, and then that germ can't get in you because it has prepared itself in your bloodstream. So the human body defends itself in cases of disease, and it also heals itself. Doctors don't heal us. They give the body what it needs to heal you, so, like a steroid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it heals the muscles, makes them grow, and actually steroids can heal joints and things too, I think. But yeah, my body obviously must have been starving for that glucosamine chondroitin because it took it all. And look, it's not just my hip though. That popping sound went away, but I didn't even complain about that because, like I said, if it's a dull ache, I'll accept it, and I'll, like at most athletes, they say, suck it up and go. That's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
But that sharp pain in the hip, there's no, you know, if a martial arts gets that, they got to get the operation. I'm not somebody who said, no, just rough through it. No, I would have had to, had I not eaten that glucosamine and chondroitin. Everybody knows about it. Any doctor says, oh yeah, it'll help you a little bit. But I've never, this is an anecdotal thing, by the way. This is not a medical, we didn't take 2,000 people who had the same problem and test them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm the only guy it's ever going to work for. But I can say this, if I had seen somebody say that, I would have tried it before I had the operation. And, you know, I tell people, yes, I do have good genetics because the longest living people on the planet come from Okinawa, Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And so I believe I'm, you know, one of the strains of that strain of heredity was in my mother's family because they're all longevity. They all live long. I could have some genetic predisposition for longevity. Sure. But my health, though, you could get rid of that quickly. Just go 30 days eating only McDonald's and you'll be
yeah?
okay. Yeah, that guy, his doctor, his doctor said he was dying. And even me, as healthy as I feel right now, I bet you if I did it, he'd say the same thing. Mm-hmm. 30 days of nothing but Big Macs. I mean, so we can improve and we can harm what we are born with, what we start with, our genetics. And, you know, I'm not a fanatic, but if I want to have a drink, I drink. If I want to eat ice cream, I eat ice cream. I mean, it's just what you do every single day.
Yeah,
if you do it every single day, it's going to have the effect. You know?
Well, speaking of food, I think that James Liu is cooking dinner for us.
Oh, I've never been here where James Liu didn't cook food.
I came in, I couldn't believe what was laid out. I was like, oh my gosh, we're in for a real treat. So I really want to thank you for doing this. It's been an honor and a privilege. I salute you. And I wish you well. I hope that I get invited to the premiere of the Martial Arts Kids.
Of course.
Have to come down for that. It'd be great fun.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's I don't do family movies usually. Because the most commercial is where one of my movies I killed 90 people. They said it was a war movie. I said 90. Now they weren't actually humans, so don't. They were genetically engineered humans. But the thing is, you know, usually they're R-rated, and it's just
right.
This one has a little comedy, some family relationships. It's a coming of age. It's about a kid who, through the martial arts, his life improves, which is a good theme. And I believe they're going to actually kind of tie in an anti-bullying. You know, there is a charity, and we may somehow have some events, maybe a premiere. I don't know, but the theme fits well for the martial arts and will help promote the traditional values of the martial arts.
Great. I like to see that. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us. This is Martial Arts Mania.